guys, this is Rohit again, and I am back with a video on email etiquettes. I would be quick here and I would be giving you quick pointers that you need to keep in mind whenever you are trying to send an email and when you would be receiving an email. It is very important that in today's world, the important information exchange is being held through emails, and we need to be notified of several aspects related to email writing so that you can have that rapport building with your stakeholders. With stakeholders, I meant who would be receiving your email, right? And then it can be your business, it can be in your job. Everywhere it is very important. And email is such a thing that's not gonna be obsolete, right? So it's not gonna die, would be remaining as is. And do not confuse that email is always mandatory. It cannot replace the calls, because calls is something that where you discuss on particular thing for alignment. Email is more on information exchange. This email, it reflects your personality. So the way you write it, the person who is receiving it would perceive something about you. So it creates a perception. If you are very direct in your email, that creates a perception that okay, the person who is sending an email is kind of bit tough or rude. If you are very soft while writing your email and giving greetings and asking how about you, what about you, always all the time, that means it indicates the other person who is sending the email is a very sweet kind of person, a very jolly person, right? And you can always be neutral, or you can play all the roles, or you can wear several hats based on the situation, and that is where we should target, right? You can be sweet, you can be very direct, you can be neutral, but it just depends upon what kind of situation is it. So I'll just give you quick pointers about emails, which would help you frame a very good one. And always remember these points whenever you are entertaining anyone's email or you're writing your own. So the first one is, introduce yourself if you're writing it for the first time to someone, right? If you are writing to a person who you have never interacted with, always just give a bit of glimpse on who you are, where you belong to, and what is your approach that you are trying to convey through this message. Second, so you should know, whom to keep in to, whom to keep in CC, and when to use BCC. So basically, to is something to whom you are addressing that email, you are expecting a response from, or from, it can be multiple people from multiple areas where you are expecting a response from. CC is someone where you want them to be informed on this, right? That's what CC, carbon copy. And BCC is nothing but blind carbon copy. Uh, it is used only when you do not want the two NCCs, to know whom you have kept in BCC, and you just still want to inform to a blinded carbon copy that who they, what the content is all about, and what you're talking, the subject and the area. Now coming to the third point again, which I just reiterated in the second one, is about the subject. So subject is very important. It should be very dynamic and very quick. You can say the highlight of the content that you are talking about in your main email. It should be the highlight of that, right? The subject line is very important. It, and do not deviate from the subject line. Always keep your content precise to the subject. Do not ask something else apart from what you have asked in the subject. That does not give a good impression. Fourth, always use pointers, not essay, right? Always use pointers to precisely write down your content, so that when you would be receiving the feedback from someone, you would get response to those pointers one by one. If you write an essay, your actual message may get lost somewhere in between. So please do remember this. Fifth, if you think that your email should be addressed very quickly and you want it to be of highest priority to the other person or to the group of the person, you need to set the importance in the email, right? You need to make it urgent. You can write in subject line urgent, priority, or you can also set the importance there. Now coming to the follow-up point on this, the 6 point says that you can set follow-ups and follow-up alarm as well, where you would be triggering them that okay, this is when I expected you to respond, and it would just pop up in their calendar as a responsive item, right? They have to respond. So you can utilize follow-up option in your email to get the results. Seventh, always keep your email solution oriented. Even if you're asking a question, then try to give your opinion around that, right? So that people know in which direction you are thinking and whether they have to align or whether your direction is totally wrong, right? So please give your opinion and be solution oriented in your emails so that you reduce the turnaround time, because the other question from them is, what is your opinion? Now you must be wondering like how we should make them respond, right? And there is a quick cheat here, in a sense that if there is something good that you want to share, and alongside that, if there is something that's not working out, or maybe I'll just call it bad for now, then always prefer to enter the information about good in the beginning followed by bad. You know what happens when they read the email? Once they finish good, they would be happy, and then once they finish something bad, they would remember, okay, this is something that I have to reply to, right? If you do bad news first and good news later, they would be kind of satisfied because of the later content, and they might miss the importance of the bad part at the beginning. So please remember this one. And very, very, very important, email is a formal communication method. Do not use WhatsApp languages where you replace for, that's for, with four number. You replace you with single u. Do not do that, it just looks very unprofessional. If you want your message to be talking about itself, and if you want to give some references, always feel free to attach something to refer, or the screenshots or the highlights would certainly help you, you know uh, that the other person should grab attention to that particular point. So very, very, very important. Last but not the least, I must say, do not convey a message that you think it exists unless you believe it. If you think there is something that you're not sure of, mention that probability there. Okay? Do not say, I believe that this is how it is. Because if you send that communication to the other person, they are under assumptions that this point is sorted and the loop is closed for that particular point. If you're unsure about it, then please, just convey in the email. I'm telling you, these emails are used, as a reference, that this person has already conveyed to me that this is like this. How are you telling me now that it does not go like this? So, and your name may pop up, right? So be careful here. There is a very well said. I think I have a reference for that as well, where I've learned is that being responsive from both ends. That if you have to reply to an email, reply it in a manner the other person would want it, or the way you would want it if you would have written that email. Always empathize with the situation. While being responsive, there are some subcategories here. Basically, not a second point, but subcategories. So, timely response, being specific, okay, and periodic checks. So if there is a standing agenda, right, there is something that's not getting sorted, and it's something that you are always discussing, give those periodic update about that. Whenever there is a next meeting or a discussion, and if that meeting also gets cancelled, do not forget to send that periodic update, like where we are, where we stand at this moment, and what is that we are targeting, right? And as I said, a good email is very important. You have to be decent. Do not try to use high level English language. Okay. Keep it simple. It is more appropriate. Okay. Do not think that if you would be using swift as a word instead of quick, that's going to make big difference. It would not. Your message should be crisp. It should be people should be able to comprehend it. Though your communication may be very strong, you may be using very high level vocabulary, but if the other person is not able to comprehend what you have sent in the email, then it's not of any use, right? So remember this. And with this, I would like to close this, and I would also be bringing one video on Indians and their subconscious about English language, what we think about English, why we are so afraid. There are a lot of people who are very afraid, at the very beginning, that, okay, how would I be speaking in English? And I was also in the very beginning, but I would be bringing up one video. Please show some support by adding some comments and some suggestions which I may have missed in email etiquette writing. And also, please do like if you like the content and if you find it useful for you. Thank you very much. See ya.